And he says to Mars, getting to Mars is the easy part. Building community is the hard part. And apparently Musk just chewed him out. It was like, no, getting to Mars
Meeting over.
is the hard part. Getting humans to Mars.
Do you know how long people have been trying to get to Mars?
It was,
It says,
do we get to, have you gotten to the 5G antenna near their house yet?
No. Please shed some light on this.
Okay. Oh my God. So now, this is worth mentioning. We are Goop adjacent right now. Goop adjacent. Right. He is
and
married.
you know, Goop is just begging to have an episode on this. Gwyneth Paltrow is just begging to be on Harebrained Schemes as a subject. But yes, he is married to
history of snake
cousin
oil
or something.
Yeah, so he's married to her cousin or something. And she was like, there's a 5G antenna near our house. And this could possibly cause health issues in our family. So we need to get rid of it. This guy puts people in his company and has them calling up the governor and Verizon. And he tries to buy the tower. And he's just after them.
So he can tear it down,
So he can tear it down or move it or something. It was just, my God, just craziness.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What
and then they had their own school.
Access to. Of course.
Yeah, the wife was displeased with the private schooling
of all human beings.
Was displeased.
Wasn't that
with
their
the
motto to
private
unlock the
schooling.
superpowers?
Oh, was
all
it?
Human beings?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was the motto of the school. It was like an elevated educational experience that will unlock the superpowers of all humans. Literally, it has those words in the motto in the charter of the school.
I've heard worse, to be honest.
It says he would jump on furniture and desks. His office had a private sauna. He screamed if he was angry. He screamed if he was happy. Turnover was high.
Turnover was high. Oh my God.
Turnover was high AF. It says WeWork's corporate events became infamous for debauchery and hedonism. All right. At an early company retreat,
he just
they
made
ran
a
out
frat.
of wood.
He just made a frat.
That's exactly what it was, right?
And like
it
the
says,
worst
at an
one.
early company retreat, they ran out of food for the bonfire, so Neumann fed the flames with picnic furniture. As the company grew, so did the madness. In addition to drum circles, leaf printing, guided meditation. You would have loved it here, Sibel. You would have loved it here. What are you talking about? Drum circles? Right? Leaf printing? Guided meditation?
What is leaf printing? I have no idea what leaf printing is.
WeWork summer camps included concerts featuring such banal, high-priced acts as the Chainsmokers, The Weeknd, Florence and the Machine, and Lorde. Employees stayed in accommodations of varying quality, depending on what they were willing to pay out of pocket.
They IPO?
That's right. So, hey, look, we are talking about a culture here that essentially, it was just doomed to fail.
Also,
right?
let's talk a little bit about business practices. Did you know that Neumann often owned some of the buildings that WeWork was renting from, so he was being paid
and
rent.
Then he would pay himself rent.
He would pay himself rent.
No, it's brilliant. And he hired a bunch of his friends and family, right? So that
doesn't surprise me so much in the sense that that I think is common in a smaller company. I don't know how much money moved though.
Let me surprise you.
Okay.
If you think having family around was not a problem, his dad, who didn't work for the company at all, would sometimes sit in meetings. And make comments. And his wife would have people who worked at WeWork look after their children. Yes.
Oh my God.
So, again, the lines were very blurred. To say that Neumann had a god complex is almost underselling him. This is a man who was so sure of his genetic dynasty that he believed his generationally controlled company would pass down that absolute control to his descendants in perpetuity. It leaked in a video at an all-hands staff meeting. He frothed in his megalomania. He said, "It's important that one day, maybe in 100 years, maybe in 300 years, a great-great-granddaughter of mine will walk into that room and say, 'Hey, you don't know me. I actually control the place.'"
Oh my god. Yeah, and I mean, even in the Wikipedia, they talk about how he says that he gave business advice to some billionaire, and he convinced the king of Saudi Arabia to give women rights, and like just tons of things.
Right.
Again, this does not sound to me. I mean, you're saying he sounds self-aware. I think he's unhinged.
Dude, I don't think so. I really, really don't think so, because I think that is such an easy excuse. And I think it is such a disservice if we keep bundling these people and saying they're unhinged. It's such a disservice to people who actually have mental issues. I think, honestly, this is my
no. When I say unhinged,
on this guy.
I mean narcissism. When I say unhinged,
he's definitely a narcissist.
I mean unhinged in that it is narcissism.
Yes.
And
you're 100% right on that.
And and like narcissism to the
delusions
point,
of
delusional
grandeur,
narcissism.
Right.
So that which is different.
But hey, you have $40-something billion to play with. You're gonna do some crap. Yeah.
I mean,
so
which we should talk about.
We're gonna go on a break. Yeah. Let's go on a break. We have to go on a break, then we'll be back and just, we'll wrap this up real quick, because there's just no way we can do all of this in an episode. There's just no way. You gotta go do your own research. But yes, Adam Neumann, great guy. Great all around great guy. Now get out the Chrysler.
Get out the Maybach. Go sit in the Chrysler.
No. Now get out the Chrysler too. You piss me off. Catch an Uber.
This guy was just driving around New York. Oh yeah. He once made someone get out of the Maybach on a bridge during a traffic jam, and he had to. The person had to go find the Chrysler. Right. In a traffic jam on like a 6 lane.
What's wrong with that?
On a 6 lane.
Sabelle, you object? You object to that? What's wrong with that? What's the matter? What's wrong with that? A little exercise never hurt nobody. Come on. We'll go on a quick break and we will be back. Don't go nowhere. And we are back, people. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. So, to wrap this up, I wanted to say that still from this really, really nicely written, it's quite the hilarious article, thejacobinmag.com. It says, only on his way out did Neumann finally get nailed. But even then, only on one of his smaller grifts. In 2019, he trademarked the word "we," changed the name of the company to The We Company, and then sold the rights to use it back to his own company for $5.9 million. His punishment? After some understandable ethical scrutiny, Neumann gave the money back. 3 weeks later, the board voted on his position of CEO. Along with others, Neumann voted himself out scot-free. So he voted himself out.
Yeah, and he kept the shares.
Still.
Oh my God. Let's talk about...
Now, just to wrap this, just one more comment before I hand it over to you, Sabelle, because what you're going to say is way more serious than what I have to say. So let's get the silly stuff out first, which is, WeWork just recently eventually did their IPO, right? After much ado. And he already is making billions on this. Over $2 billion, it is reported. That just from keeping those shares from those years ago, he's made billions already in this IPO. And there you have it. Punishment does not exist. Consequence does not exist. And he's living the life, bro. Over to you, my friend.
Yeah, let's talk about WeWork as a business. WeWork was hemorrhaging money. And their office leasing is not a new idea. These guys just took these very expensive properties in the most expensive parts of the world. And then we're
cannibalize them.
And we're trying to build, we're trying to make them profitable. Now, obviously, at the same time, their revenue was dropping the entire time during an economic upturn. So these guys have not been doing well. So, and their closest competitor, which has more than 10 times the office space globally, is valued at like less than 10% of the same amount as we.
Would that be IWG?
Yes.
The company IWG?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
So, and then let's talk about how these guys were structuring the way they were doing their IPO. The way they did it is that it's all based on insider. So the banks that were underwriting and part of the IPO basically are able to sell the shares if it dips. Right. And so the only people who really will lose money is anyone who was not part of the insider shares.
Part of that inside circle. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's just... So
isn't that great?
The overall business... Oh, and then these guys have taken 15-year leases without really creating any exit strategies. So they're already not pulling a profit. Right. During an economic upturn, then you're going to get an economic downturn and they're not able to pull out. The whole thing, it's just not... I
don't see the problem.
It's unsustainable.
YOLO, bro.
It's
YOLO.
Such a bad business model. It's just so silly.
Wow, you are very frustrated. And on that note, we will put it, we will call this a wrap on this episode, because to talk more about this.
And they used to party in the school and trash it on the weekends that they had. I think that's an important
Isn't
point.
that what school buildings are for on the weekend?
Anyway, I have partied in the school once.
You can find us everywhere you find podcasts. You can find us on social media as well. We are on Twitter as Hairbrain Schemes. We're on Instagram as Hairbrain Schemes Pod. We are out every Friday with a new episode. So, thank you so much for listening to us and listening to this awesome story about a real bro's bro. Good vibes, bro. Try that kombucha, bro.
Yeah.
With the acai bowl. Yeah. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much. We will be back next Friday. Until then, thank you, and take it easy and try not to fall for any harebrained schemes. Why don't you? Yeah,
please.
Come on. Don't. You know better. You listen to this show. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Bye now.
Bye, y'all. Take care. Stay tuned. Bye.
Toodles.
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 Toodles.